What up, what up? My name is Nick Ingvall, and this is a Sneaker History Podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. If you're a regular member of our community, welcome back. I can't believe I'm about to say this. We're about to kick off our 5th year of the show, and to go along with that, we're going to be making some changes, but I'll save that for a future episode. To start off our 5th year, I wanted to give all of our new listeners a chance to really get to know my co-hosts on the podcast by digging a little deeper into who they are, what kicks they're into, and answer some of the questions that our community members were dying to ask them. So we decided to play a little game of 20-ish questions with everyone on the podcast. Rohit, Mike, Robbie, and myself. On the hot seat for this episode is Robbie Falchi. This is a fun one. I hope you enjoyed the show.
Trying to shake off Starks. Oh, what a LeBron James with no regard for human life. Final seconds. Bryant for the win.
Iverson against Gill, the crowd on its feet. Allen for the win.
Welcome to the Sneaker History Podcast.
All right, welcome back to the podcast. We are back with another round of 20 questions. This time, Robbie is on the hot seat. Mike and I gonna see what he comes up with. And shout out to the Discord; they came with a serious amount of questions for us. So I don't know. This might be like a 20. I don't know if we'll get to a full 27 questions like Mike, but we might get to like a 23, 24 or something like that.
My goal is to keep it 21 like a savage.
Do it.
All right, Mike, how do we want to do this? You want to bounce back and forth? You want to grab some out of the Discord, or you want me to just
I'm going to ask you where do we even put those in the Discord? I actually haven't seen them.
They're in the podcast episodes channel. So
that would probably be the most appropriate place to put them. I'm just doing 20 things at once. Podcast episodes. There we go. Good Lord, Robbie, there's questions everywhere.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll try to sort that out. I had a couple I came up with, and we'll go. Well, I guess we'll start there. I got 3 I came up with, three solid ones, and we can run through the Discord and your questions too, Nick, from there, huh?
All right, sounds good.
All right, cool. All right, Robbie. So since I first met you, I remember you were really strong, like Nike, Jordan, but then I slowly started to rub off on you to try these other brands out. So with that being said, of these newer brands you've been putting on your feet lately, which one, like whether it be brand or model, which one has you think have been on your feet the most that you like the most?
Nick and I were just having show and tell a minute ago, and the shoes, like a minute ago, were within arm's reach, and they're no longer within arm's reach. Man, Adidas running stuff. I think running shoes in general. So On running, Puma's running, Adidas running. My flat old feet aren't getting any more shapely. So I look more and more towards something I could walk around in comfortably all day. So like the Cloud Stratus is really good, really supportive. But these 4D Adidas, whether it's full length or just the heel, like 4D tech has been my thing. I was a little bit slow to get into it, but man, it feels really, really nice. So Adidas tech shoes in general,
nice.
Running tech shoes.
Nice.
I'm gonna pull one from the Discord, and this one was probably put in there as a joke, but I think it's a great question. Anyway, Jeff said, "What's your favorite kind of dog, and who is your favorite Celtic of all time?"
That's the ultimate pivot from technical sneakers to dogs. Funny story, probably a corgi, because those things are just so weird and goofy. A big reason why I don't own dogs is they smell weird. I mean, they shed and they smell weird. Like a dog's smell is just weird. Sorry. And then for the Celtics, I put a good amount of thought into this. Growing up, it was Robert Parrish, because the nickname the Chief was just cool to me. But now as an adult, without a doubt, it's Kevin Garnett, right? Because anybody who's like 30 to 40 just has fond memories of Kevin Garnett. And he just happened to be a Celtic and really good for them. But Kevin Garnett with like hands down. And thank you for going to the Celtics, Kevin, so I could give that answer. Kevin Garnett, without a question.
Well, I guess I want to go back to, we talking about animals. So we're going to put it to your first love, which I know is cats. So this is the most random hypothetical I can think of when I was sitting there working earlier. If cats could wear shoes, which shoe would be the sneaker you would buy for Rigatoni?
Oh my God, man, Puma Clydes, because obviously the Puma, the cat, the logo, obviously, but she's fresh. She wears like big puffy coats like Walt Frazier does. Like if she was a human, she's a girl, but she'd be like a girl Walt Frazier. So definitely Puma Clydes for sure.
Awesome.
That's a great question. But I have thought of that before, actually.
That's so awesome.
Puma Clydes.
Oh man. All right. Greg says F, marry, kill, weed, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and Kobe sneakers.
Oh,
And I wouldn't normally even, and we're trying to keep this PG-13, Greg, but it was too good. It puts you on the spot too much, knowing how much you love those three things. So I figured we got to ask.
So marrying the Kobe line, definitely. Effing marijuana and killing the MCU, but it really did it to itself. Oh.
Kevin Feige's
as I see Ant-Man tomorrow. When this is being recorded, I'm seeing Ant-Man tomorrow, so I'm a sucker that goes opening day still. But anywho.
I love it.
With Greg.
Oh man, I like these. They're just kind of segueing into the questions I need. So, with your love of the recreational activities, what is your favorite 420 themed sneaker, if you have one?
Oh, I really do go back and forth. I have to give a Mike answer on this one.
Come on, you can do two.
It's the Cheech and Chong dunk. That peel away is just fantastic, and I think the grandfather of them all, right? Just the skunks, like that's just theming. Regardless of theming, the skunk dunk is just one of the most beautifully executed shoes I think ever to be created.
Agreed.
All right, getting back into sneakers a little bit here. Full sneakers. 5 sneakers that you're currently looking for. This one's from Dandon. Can be current releases or past releases.
I put some thought into this one. I have a little list. Super easy. First one, I said blue or lime green. Let's say lime green. Supreme Dunk SB Lows from like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. The blue or the lime green, but I lean towards the lime green. Gundam 98s. They're my favorite pair of OG Air Maxes I've never owned. I want a cheap ass pair. I want the Mike deal on a pair of CL responses. I see them like getting kind of cheaper, but I need a cheap pair of gray CL responses from Adidas. The Reebok Zig Kinetica South 2 West 8 collab from like a year ago. They went on sale, and I told myself I'll buy them on sale. Of course, size 12 and 13 are all gone. But the Zig Kinetica is a fantastic looking shoe. Need to get a pair of those. And last but not least, Linen Kith Air Force Ones. That's definitely
very nice.
Yeah, I don't have $1,200 right now laying around, but that's a banger. The linen, those go with everything. So those are my 5.
Oh man, okay. So we're trying to sneakers and clothes here for this question. You're always someone who provides a very fun shirt when you go out somewhere typically. What is your favorite shirt sneaker combo that you have right now?
That's a good question. So my favorite shirt has been this Garfield Las Vegas t-shirt. I got it like a couple months ago and I love wearing it. So that t-shirt with a pair of off-whites, because I this might be a question, this might not be, but I thought about it. Like, what's my favorite like line? Like, what do I have the most shoes of? And I guess by proxy, like off-white. So an off-white pair of Dunks and the Garfield Las Vegas t-shirt.
Definitely.
I love them, man. Rest in peace, Virgil. But damn, that stuff's good.
All right, so that outfit, you're going to dinner with Jay-Z or Tinker. Who are you choosing, and why?
Ooh, I love this question too.
This is from Haas.
Haas, I thought about you when I formulated this answer. I'm not a big Tinker fan. Like, I understand what he's done for shoes. He's made some of my favorite shoes of all time. Without him, wouldn't be having this conversation. I totally get that. But like the mystique of Tinker and like the person that is Tinker, I'm passing. I'm taking Hove every time. Honestly, I'm taking Guy Fieri over Tinker because
awesome.
I would love to have that's a bucket list. Guy Fieri
Take
or
your
Shaq.
Flavor Town, bro.
Yep.
Jay-Z's in the bucket list too, though. Like real life human beings, Jay-Z, Guy Fieri, and Shaq are like my three. But yeah, Jay-Z all day. The conversation. I don't even know what I would say. Like, what do you talk about with Jay-Z? Like, this is good shrimp. Like, what do you say to him?
How's all that money going? I don't know.
Right? How do I make some of that?
Can I have a little bit?
I have? Can I have the tip?
All right, so this is one I got, I think, as well from Barry. If you could do a collab with a sneaker brand, which one would it be? Why? And what would the shoe look like or be inspired by? So like a 12-part question.
This was a great question. I had to do some thinking. So I'm a zagger when people zig. Normally, I try to zag when people zig. So my brain zigged to the Air Jordan 3. Again, Tinker. I understand what you did, but and I'm going to zag instead to the Air Max 98. That would be my collab. Again, the Gundam is the only Air Max OG colorway that I've always wanted that I don't own. So my collab on the Air Max 98 would be like a different Gundam's
There you go.
look on it. Or I would do the Travis Scott, Hiroshi like double collab, and I would actually make Gundam put their damn logos on my shoe and have an official Robbie Gundam Air Max 98. But if not, we're just paying homage with the colorway. And I don't know what Gundam it is. I thought deep about that. There's too many I like, but it would be a Gundam 98 that isn't the Gundam 98, and that would be the story that I never had them. And then someone would seed me with them, hopefully, or gift me the OG ones. So yes,
Burning Fist Gundam, Death Scythe. We can.
There's
just
so
name
many. I mean, yeah, I thought about both of those you just said, Mike. Those are two of my favorites. Like Heavy Arms. I don't know, but definitely an alternate Gundam 98.
Nice.
That's a good answer. Yeah. All right. Next up, we got Yois Andrew. This is kind of a three-parter. You got Grail of Grails, LeBron 7 or Kobe 7, and what sneaker would you erase from existence and why?
Dang, man.
These were good ones. I've been very consistent with my Grail of Grails for the past like 7-8 years. The Colette Jordan 1, like that is the ultimate, and a close second is just the Black Cement Pit Crew 3, or the metal back Pit Crew 4, like the metallic back. But definitely hands above the other ones are, yeah, the Colette one is the Grail of Grail. It's funny. It's just a storm blue with some branding on it and au revoir on the bottom. But man, I love it. That's definitely it. The LeBron 7, because the Kobe 7 is one of the most uncomfortable shoes I've ever worn in my life. But I had multiple pairs of the Kobe 7, so I respect it. But LeBron 7 all day. And I thought deep, like really deep about this, like what would I erase from existence? And hot take to most of the Discord, but I really do think if you got rid of New Balance as a brand, like
starting fights now,
somebody would have still made running shoes, right? Somebody would have, like, they haven't had any like big like signature shoes or collab. They've had both. They've had everything a shoe brand has. But I think the other big three, Adidas, Nike, Reebok, Puma, Vans even, right? All 5 of those brands have at least one model where you can be like, fuck, the world cannot live without that model for reason X. Fans with skateboarding, Adidas with popularizing signature shoes, Nike with running. Yeah, man, I really think you can get rid of all of New Balances and shoes would have still happened pretty similarly.
Robbie's going to have to avoid the Discord for a couple of weeks
yeah,
after this
man,
episode
put
drops.
You on, like witness protection for a minute.
Yeah.
But honestly, I mean, there's definitely subcultures out there, but like, what is the groundbreaking New Balance shoe in sneaker history?
I think people say 990, but there's so many different versions.
But
I guess
why?
it's like,
But
I don't know why. I'm just telling you what they're going to say to you.
But no, any other shoe you could say like an Air Force One, you could say why super easily, or like a Superstar, right? Why? Run DM,
All right,
Puma
I
Clyde.
think we're going to have to debate this because this is a
We're
great.
gonna have tables
This has
for
got to be
another-
another
yeah.
episode, but this
Yeah.
is actually a really great conversation. Like
Kind of makes
that's a-
sense though, right?
Yeah.
Kind of makes sense.
I see where you're coming from.
I'm kind of
with
mad
it.
at
Like,
it made sense. I'm like, dang, you're right.
but like
The world's
also
a better
like,
place with it.
I think,
But
yeah. I'll save my response to that.
the world's a
for
better
another
place
episode.
with New
Make
Balance.
sure you
But I
hit
think
subscribe.
you could erase,
You could hit the snap on it.
and we'd still be okay.
All right, I think this is kind of a kind of a play on the question I asked you earlier, but kind of makes you get a little bit more granular. So from Hassan, we have, what's your favorite sneaker from a small brand? Something smaller than Reebok, basically. That was his example.
Yeah, I mean, monetarily, On is no longer small.
Yeah,
They've
no, they're-
crossed billion a couple times, but half people do not know what that logo is still. So I'm gonna still say On is On, and I'm gonna say On because I have no interest in like Allbirds or a lot of other smaller brands. Like, or actually, you know what? The Mach Runner, Dan Gamach. That really is the best like new silhouette. Like,
I need one of those.
it's not Coleum or
Collegium?
Palladium.
Yeah, where that
Yeah.
that brand, like, bro, they're just recycling stuff. Like there's a lot of like smaller stuff, and it's okay. Like designer, Polo's been ripping off
And
sneakers for
it's nice stuff too.
no premium.
yeah, it
I've
is
seen them in
So
person.
expensive.
Yeah.
The
you
price
got to
is
be ready to pay for those, but they are
you got to be ready to pay. But I'm gonna say that the Mach Runner, if you want to get really small, second one's coming soon, I believe. But yeah, it really is the best. I don't like supporting a lot of my friend Franz has a great looking shoe, but it's not on the same level of Mach in terms of like people knowing about it yet. Maybe in a couple years that'll be it. But we had Franz on the podcast. Check that episode out. But yeah, I think Mach is doing the best like on his own thing.
This was I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I've never tried Hoka, right? Is Hoka small? I tried to think
Hoka's
about
nah, man.
See,
it's like
I've never
it's like
put
On.
any of those
It's like
brands on.
Yeah, it's pretty big
Yeah.
now.
I've never put any of those on. So respect to all of those, but that's why.
Another side conversation. I think we can go deeper into that because there's a couple brands out there I think we haven't mentioned. And yeah, look at that. Coming up with topics on the fly.
All right. So speaking of spending a lot of money on things, Drew asks, what's your favorite shoe Kith has put out?
Man, my favorite, I know I said the linen is the one I'm looking for, the linen Air Force One, but the Kith Hawaii Air Force One is like my favorite of all of the Kith shoes because Honolulu's my favorite place on earth, I think, so far that I've been to. My most relaxing state of being is in Honolulu. So those shoes are, I need just to buy those. I gave Mike grief during his. I'm like, Mike, just go buy the fucking shoe. I could just I said that many times. And I've had bids on StockX when I had StockX. And like, I put low balls out there for months and just no one accepted them. But yeah, definitely the Hawaii Air Force
Robbie, just
One.
go buy it, bro. Come on.
I need to. Well, Barry put the off-white Jordan 2s on the Discord. I'm like, I wanted these. I'm just going to go buy them. So I do live by that code, but I already used that card this month. So that card's been played.
All right, Drew has a follow-up question. We're gonna switch it up because we've been talking sneakers. But who is your favorite Star Wars character and why is it Jar Jar Binks?
Best question I saw.
Misa, big fan of. No, legitimately, Luke Skywalker is my favorite Star Wars character of all time. No ifs, ands, or buts. And Rowett asked in the last. Now, Nick, I'll maybe let you segue that one. So I sound less conceited, but less self-interested. But yeah, Luke Skywalker, the G of G's. Yeah, Luke. You don't need to say why Luke Skywalker is cool. He's Luke Skywalker.
I mean, that's when no one said anything. It got quiet because like, okay, they can't argue with you.
But Vader's a very close second. Darth Vader is my favorite villain in all of media, but Luke Skywalker is my favorite character in Star Wars. So,
All right. What do you got, Mike?
I'm trying to think of I feel like we went through a lot of Discord ones already. Okay, I got one. If we're gonna take it a stray away from sneakers for a minute, I know you're a fellow chef. You're always throwing something up on Instagram, something you're cooking. What has been the like the meal you had the most, like you get the most satisfying feeling of cooking? Was like something difficult, something you replicated perfectly? What was it?
I'm a big cookbook guy, so I like to follow a recipe. I like see, my favorite thing to do is like a home battered wing.
Ooh.
In the Dutch oven, but there's oil splatters everywhere. I hate cleaning up that shit. So it's also my least favorite to do is the battered wing. But I like being on like you, Michael. I like being on the grill. I like doing like a nice pollo asada. I like cooking Mexican food on the grill. Let's just put it that way.
All right. I like it too.
My favorite.
All right, I'm gonna stay away from sneakers a little bit and get a little bit of random on you. If you could go back in time and make a cave painting to confuse everyone in the future, what would you draw?
Oh man. Okay, my first thought, I'm so 15, is like the S with like the
The 3 line or 6 lines or whatever.
and then I was like a penis, but then that's the one thing they would understand. The one thing they don't understand. Oh, that's a great question. I almost said a TIE fighter because I can draw a pretty good TIE fighter. That would mess some people up.
Who's flying around here? What's going on?
Oh no! I have the answers. It's kind of like prolific too. I would do an accurate diagram of the solar system. So like motherfuckers figure that out way earlier. So like maybe we're smarter as a civilization because they figured out that we're not the center of the universe. Boom. And that's on the fly. I just thought of that. That's nice.
Great answer.
Feels
Great
that
answer.
feels good.
That was good.
All right, Bradley's got one more in the Discord. So, what's a trend, designer, or brand that has you excited about the future of sneakers? And I'm going to throw a little caveat on that and say, what's a trend that you'd like to see come back as well?
Oh,
More sparkly shoes. No, the trend I'm liking, and we've talked about this a trillion times on this show. The James Harden line, the Harden 7, and I mean, the last couple Hardens have been some of the best looking basketball shoes, and they're designed by my homie Jalal. He does Trey's shoes. He's like, I'm 90% sure he did the Jerry Lorenzo, like stuff that's about to drop at Adidas, but like
nice.
His eye for modern design with style, I think is just different because we've seen leaks of the Jordan 38, and not to diss the Jordan line at all. I love Jordans. They're my favorite shoes on earth, but like they've become so utility as like a high performance basketball shoe that it doesn't have the aesthetic storytelling that I like. But the Harden stuff, I think across any real basketball line has had like a flavor. And James Harden did a little interview with Jalal, like with the behind the design. You could watch that on Adidas Instagram. But they designed the shoe to be polarizing, like James Harden. You either like him or you hate him. Like, and he's okay with you hating him, and like he doesn't care. And I think that's a really important like life lesson. But also that's what good design is, right? That's Tinkerism 101, right? It's like good design is polarizing. Or yeah, I think Tinker did say that in Shoe Dog or some shit. But yeah, like you look at the Harden stuff and you're either like, oh, I love this shoe, I love James Harden, or I hate the shoe, I love James, or I love the shoe, I hate, whatever combination. That's good design and a good direction of shoes. And the legitimate answer for coming back, nothing. I think we're at a pretty good good place.
Bring
where
nothing
things,
back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always been on the team of like, don't retro every shoe. Like, who gives a crap if like the Skyforce 5 is retroed or not? There's someone who loves that shoe, or like the Air Force, Air Force 4 or Air Force 3 or Delta Force. Like, let them be bygones. They're great, but like, you don't need to bring everything back. Let it die.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh, I got
every
one for
movie
you.
resurrects somebody, man. It doesn't go good.
Yep.
All right, I got one for him. You have to pick one. You can't get out of it. Is it going to be wearing Nikes with Adidas socks or vice versa? Or wearing LeBrons or any type of high-performance basketball sneaker with jeans?
Damn, that's a really good. I'm literally weighing out the pros and cons of each.
You have to be wearing shorts with the socks so they can see him.
Yeah, they can see. Performance basketball. I can choose the type of denim, right?
Oh yeah,
as long as
it have to be like 501s or something.
Yeah, narrowly denim. Because I'm thinking about like my Barclays. Like I can rock a pair of Barclays with like straight cut, almost cropped pair of jeans. I still wouldn't love it, but I could figure it out.
I love how much you had to think about that question.
I knew it would take a minute for him.
It's a good one.
All right, I think we're at 20-ish, but I got one last one, and that is most people, if you've been listening to the show, they know that you used to work at Nike, or was it Champs Foot Action? I forget which stores you worked at.
Foot Lockers.
Okay. Oh yeah, House of Hoops. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Put some respect on. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
House of Hoops. That's what in my mind was Nike, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
What's the first memory that comes to your mind from working in the sneaker store?
Oh, snap.
Or a story, preferably, but yeah.
Two. Oh, yeah. Two was one's funny, good, and one's actually good. So JC, the owner of Urban Necessities, he was like the person with going in like deep, like trying to get like every shoe from our Foot Locker, and he would sell them in the parking lot before he had a store. So like to see, I'm not friends with him, not in a negative way. Just we don't have a relationship, but I remember him being he's a very, you don't forget him seeing him as an individual, seeing him in the store buying, various Jordan, whatever shoe it was, right? Cork LeBron 10s, right? Stuff like that. And, to now see him having all this success, like that was a very early Foot Locker moment. Nice. Being offered drugs regularly to buy people's shoes. There's like, hey, I'll give you illicit substance X. Use your employee discount to put this and pay for them. Get me this pair of shoes for
Vegas is weird.
Substance.
Yeah,
X.
do you think that's a Vegas exclusive negotiating tactic in a House of
maybe
Hoops?
Maybe it's LA or who knows?
Here's some crack. Please give me these next Jordans.
No, it was always like fun party drugs. It was like something you'd actually be like, huh, we can think about that. It sounded like crack or meth. It's like, that sounds kind of like fun. But never accepted. Actually, and there's one more. This is a specifically Vegas experience. Floyd Mayweather would come in. We closed at like 10 p.m. on Saturdays. He'd come in at like 9:58 with his deep entourage. I mean, 12, 15 people deep. And you just go around with him. He's points. He's like, I want his points of the shoes, and like his boys tell you like the appropriate sizing of everything. He's like, yeah, and all his friends everybody gets everything, but and then his one friend with the backpack opens it up and there's easily $1 million in the backpack. That's why they're 15 deep, because he literally has a bank with him, and he would tip you each person working there $100 for making you stay. And nobody's ever. Some people like try to tip you like little money working at Foot Locker, but his friend would just come and give like a crisp 100 to everybody, and the manager would be like, "We can't accept this," but like, everybody take it. It's fine.
Speak for yourself, bro.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Floyd would make you stay there like an hour late, but he'd give you $100. So, not that bad.
More than you made that day, probably.
I do not. Here's a more important thing. I do not co-sign Floyd Mayweather in any sense of the word. I am not a fan of Floyd. But hey, man, you're 22, $100. Like, that's fine.
Yeah, it's better than selling those illicit drugs.
Yeah, right. No, accepting this. So I would be accepting them. They would not be repurposed.
Oh, it wasn't like a hookup, like where if you buy these
the guy was just like,
hey, crack for you too with you.
If you want to hit the slopes for free, buy me these shoes. And so it'd be like, and what's always funny, it'd be like a Jordan Spizike, right? It'd be like
bro, just take like my discount. I don't know what
zeros.
I mean, stuff on the wall at House of Hoops where it's like, or, a pair of like Pippins or, like, yeah, but been offered drugs many times, like fun party drugs for sure.
That's hilarious. Like, wow. Vegas is a different place. Like,
Well, if you have like a small mountain to hit the slopes in your pocket, it's like getting a little bit out to like get a free pair of shoes. Really isn't.
guys
like
walking around like he got baby powder in his pocket, smoke coming out behind.
It is hilarious. really.
Oh, man. Well, on that note, hey, thanks for letting us do this episode with you, Robbie. This was fun. And if you want more of these stories from Robbie, you can find him on the internet. Let them know how they can find you.
You can find me at RAHBEE702. I realize I only have Instagram, though. I don't have Twitter or Snapchat or TikTok. So,
well, we occasionally get these stories in the Discord, too. So make sure you follow Robbie on Instagram. Hit the other link to join us in Discord. Thanks for listening, tuning in, watching. Hit subscribe wherever you're at, and we'll catch you on the next episode. I don't know if it's going to be Rowett or if it's going to be me, but one of us is going to be on the hot seat.
Somebody.
Catch you later.
be a good one.
Peace.